All right, welcome back. This is what we're doing. We're just experiencing some different stuff. Today's theme is death cults. And after talking about a lot of the barbarism, these are some really good shows. This is the Aum Bites stuff. Of course, I hang on to the Ankh with my hand, and I move around myself in my own area. And I share some of this with you that I find. So there were some very interesting things. We've come to the point to talk about the Logos. The Logos is our Son. The Logos is also the Word. And I'm going to pick up on here because I want to. I want to share.
And a lot of animal sacrifice from the world, obviously. It wasn't just Mesoamerica, Jan. I mean, a mutual guest of ours, Earl Lee, in his book, The Cult of the Dead, this kind of stuff was going on all over Europe.
Well, Earl Lee likes to spin a tale. You know, he and Acharya both like to spin this anti-Christian, theosophist point of view. You know, when you get that Acharya was a theosophist and follower of Madame Blavatsky and all of that, it all starts really clicking into place. I've got all of Earl Lee's books. I had him on the show maybe a decade ago or so.
Yeah, I listened to it, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and at the time I believed a lot of what he had to say, but, you know, when you get in and you look at the stuff, see, here's the thing, is when you grasp the idea of Christian logos. So the word logos, it comes from John 1:1, which is translated in English as the word, but the real word is logos. And logos is where it means reason. It's where we derive the word logic. It also means reality. Logic is the art of non-contradictory identification or truth. And in Christianity, God is truth. You go into court today, you swear to it. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
And let's look, because I didn't just have with myself the breakdown concept that, hey, what if Jesus was this other guy? I had to process it. And you know what? I feel better for having processed it. I feel better for having processed it than not. Because had I not... Hold on. Let me turn this around. Let me get my fucking mongoloid ass head in here. Oh, I'm slippering because I got the connector. I got the psychotronic light happening. The Word is the truth. It connects to our hearts, connects to us. Something happens, changes us. We move through the world. We recognize things that we wouldn't have recognized before. We have epiphanies. And like right now, we're in a war. We're in a spiritual war against a lot of death in a lot of different realms. But we don't have to not be aware of that fact. We just have to share the awareness and searching for truth. Because the real Christianity will make you want to know the truth. It'll make you want to know the truth about yourself. If you're weak and you have areas that you need to grow in, you won't be ashamed of them. And you'll be like, this is an area that I need to continue to grow in. I'm a human. And it's not a big deal. Admitting to that, being afraid to be faced with the question marks of tomorrow, it's not that big of an admittance of something outside of anyone else's day-to-day experience. Everyone has that same feeling. We all have the common ground. When I had this multiple areas where three things collapsed into, like they say the waveform collapses and reality is generated, it removed a thread of redundant symbolism, addictive paths, different other manifestations, and it put me on a very simpler timeline or path. Doesn't mean I'm complete Omega Man, snapping my fingers, throwing lightning bolt. No, but I have peace within myself and the sureness to be able to articulate these themes and be able to pick them up when they're in tune with the proper season to get the understanding that is needed to glean from them. The same process occurs when you're making a sword. You have to forge the iron. You get the iron hot, you bang out the impurities. So we're banging out impurities. That's part of life. That's part of the day-to-day process of life. And it's okay to know that. But it's also okay, and it's our duty to be aware of areas and things that are not.
So, people will try to claim, well, Christians worship this man floating in space. No, they don't. They literally worship truth as God. And Jesus is truth incarnate, giving us the ultimate example to live in truth by.
Yeah, that's the idea.
So when you get these concepts that it's about truth versus lies, living righteously, living to the right, righteously, or living by the left, using lies, deception, Satanism and all of that stuff, it all starts to click and make sense. But Christianity was one of the first philosophies, other than like Aristotle, to say that reality is real. There are no contradictions in nature. A contradiction is always a lie or an error. And then from there, we can use logic and reason to discover the truth, to know the truth. And getting to know the truth brings us closer to God.
It
Whereas
does.
lies and deception and all of that take us further away.
You find that the Logos was used even for Christian.
So if Jesus is the banana, Chris, then it's that banana of the internal symbolism beyond the realm of appearances into the realm of the other world is the nature of things as they are. So you could say that the banana is Jesus in that instance because it has become a symbolic tool that you've used to navigate some advanced topics in just looking at the world, because who knows, this world's weird. Are you just a figment of my imagination? Perhaps, to some degree. So am I real, or am I a figment of your imagination? It could be the same too. We could be looking at the mirror, because this is the mirror wave. We could be looking at the world with the same wonderment of like, this isn't right. Something's weird here. But you say destructive fractal, and I think when the destructive experience that I experience, it neutralizes three things, and it makes like a superposition where other things fill in the space. It basically reduces the density of the material reality, sponging it up into other areas where there's more life. And that I appreciate. So I just thought I'd share that. I thought it was interesting. I'm still listening to it.